Honestly, a lot of my stuff is still in the dryer and I need to pack fast because we have to leave probably within the hour. We are not by the waterfront, but we are in the Tampa Bay area and we have to evacuate for Hurricane Milton. So I'm just quickly packing everything up and then we're heading up north. We don't even know where we're going yet, so. Oh my goodness gracious. Sounds like our cue to leave. All right.
We are going to start this hour with breaking news and what the National Hurricane Center is calling an explosively intensifying hurricane taking aim at the state of Florida right now.
Hurricane Milton is now a Category 5 storm after quickly gaining strength in the Gulf of Mexico. Milton is expected to make landfall as early as Wednesday, and it could hit some of the same areas of Florida that were just pummeled by Hurricane Helene less than 2 weeks ago.
Right now, there are evacuation orders in multiple counties, and there's a race against time to clear out the leftover debris from areas damaged by Hurricane Helene, with concern mounting that debris could become dangerous projectiles when Milton brings wind speeds over 100 miles per hour. Leading us off this hour, NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch in Sarasota, Florida, and the co-host of Today, Al Roker. Al, we'll start with you. We just got a new update from the National Hurricane Center. What should we know?
Well, guys, this storm is living up to, unfortunately, all of our fears. Right now, much of Florida under a hurricane watch. Those parts that aren't are under tropical storm watches right now. And in fact, this system, as you look, it's really showing up well. This is our visible satellite, and there's the eye of the storm. Well defined. That shows its strengthening going on
all of this out
right
of the chart.
now. And in fact, as we show you exactly where this thing is, a Category 5 storm, look at this, 175 mile per hour winds. This morning at 5 a.m., they were at 100 miles per hour. So that is a massive escalation of this system. Makes landfall sometime late Wednesday night into Thursday morning as a Category 3, but don't pay attention to those categories. This is going to be a high impact storm. Hurricane force winds will extend out about 30 miles from the eye, anywhere from about 80 miles for tropical force winds, and the storm surge where we get the most damage and unfortunately the most deaths. We're talking 5 to 10 feet around Tampa, some places Sarasota about 8 to 12 feet. Now, what does that mean? Storm surge. It's this wall of water that rushes in, and at 3 feet, it's almost impossible to stand at that point. It's considered actually life-threatening. Once you get beyond 3 feet of surge, you get to that 6-foot level. That's where you start to see the weight of water breaking through doors and windows, pushing out, blowing out walls at that point. It's impossible to drive. You get to 10 feet or more, now your first floor is inundated. You've got to go up into the upper floors or your attic. Homes can get swept away, entire neighborhoods destroyed. Other impacts for this system, and it's going to be a high impact. We're talking about severe weather, tornadoes for 11 million people from Orlando down to Key West, and of course the rainfall, upwards of 15 inches of rain before it's all over. There is a really strong risk of flash flooding and river flooding from Jacksonville all the way down to Sarasota. This is going to be something that's going to have a high impact, guys, right on into the end of this week, next week, and beyond.
We just made it to Gainesville and I went into the hotel lobby and I asked if they had any rooms booked for tonight, and they have absolutely no availability for tonight and the rest of this week. So we're gonna keep driving north another hour. Right now, I think total we've been driving for
Southwest 13th Street.
Probably 3 or 4 hours so far. So now we're going to another city. We're gonna see if they have rooms available, and if they don't, we're gonna just keep driving north to the point where we might just drive into one of the southern states right above us. Right now, it's a Category 5 and we're 3 days before, we're a couple days before it hits Tampa. So that's where we're at now. We're just gonna keep driving up north, but it's raining. It's raining, and the old man is snoring.
Girls, what do you guys think? Oh my God, Daisy. They're like, I don't know where we're going, but
I think the plan of action is once we get a hotel is we're obviously gonna unpack everything, and then we need to get food. Just had a small little sandwich. We didn't have I haven't had actual food today. It's just been a really crazy, surreal day because growing up, I've never really been, I've lived in California and never had to be worried or concerned about hurricanes. So living through all of the news and all of the headlines in real time is really weird and bizarre. But you know, what's important is we're finally out of the Tampa Bay area, which is probably the most dangerous area to be in, and now we're just driving up north. My mom and I and the pups just made it to our hotel. It's almost 1 a.m. We are beyond exhausted. I'm exhausted, my mom's exhausted. We have the 2 puppies. We actually are at an inn. All of the hotels are completely booked, all up and down Florida, even the southern states. You know, if you're on the border of a southern state and Florida, it's probably booked too. We honestly lucked out. We were calling so many hotels on the way here and they were all booked, and we were in queues of lines of like 15 people ahead of us. So we completely lucked out. Right now it's Monday. It's Monday, October 8th. I think if we'd waited another day, we would honestly be pretty screwed, and I think we'd have to drive past Atlanta, Georgia, truthfully, to get a room. So we lucked out. We are actually on the coast of Florida. We're near Tallahassee, but on the coast. It's a really beautiful, very quaint town. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Lake Tahoe back home in California. So that's where we're at now. I think we're just gonna kind of keep it easy. The latest update since we were driving, because I got that alert notification to immediately evacuate around like 12:30. I think we left around 2:30 if I'm not mistaken, so we've been on the road since then, and we arrived here around midnight. So quite a drive. We had to pivot because we went in the middle of the state on the way to Jacksonville. The cone ended up moving more up north, so it covered a little bit of Jacksonville. We don't want to risk it, especially with this hurricane. They're saying that it's one of the most powerful hurricanes that they've seen in a while. So we just made the decision to go east instead, and I think we kind of picked the perfect town. I'm with my mom and my 2 dogs. It's not the most ideal situation, but I think we're gonna make the most of it. Our dog Daisy's digging into the bed. Oh, I hope Sophie does not piss on the sheets.
She's peed right now.
Oh, amazing! My puppy peed. I'm gonna give her a treat. But okay, let's do some updates super quick on this hurricane and see where we're at. It's gotten a little bit more powerful and more intense since we last spoke. It's now a category 5. I think it has been a category 5, but I just think the winds are picking up speed, and it's just picking up speed overall. We're hoping and praying that our house is unaffected. We do have some friends of ours that have already been hit pretty hard with Hurricane Helene, so Milton is not ideal whatsoever, but we're just gonna make the most of it. We're pretty far away from home, which is unfortunate. We wish that we were back at home, but we're not. We're just gonna explore the city, make the most of it, and you know, hope and pray that the hurricane doesn't affect too many people. Obviously, it's inevitable that it's gonna, you know, be pretty destructive. I think it's just good to like at least be positive and pray for those that will be really affected by this. But hopefully our home's unaffected. We don't know yet. I don't think we're not completely in the line of the storm, but we are in the cone, which is important or unfortunate because it's only Monday and it's not gonna hit the state of Florida until Wednesday or Thursday, I think. So a lot can happen between now and then. This town is really cute. Unfortunately, when we drove in, it was pretty dark because it was midnight, but it looks really beautiful and quaint. And we're in this really gorgeous like cottage type inn, which I really love the vibes. It's like Victorian. It was built in the 1900s. Mom, would you like to add anything to my update? How are you feeling?
I'm tired.
She's tired and she had a long day and she probably wants me to shut the fuck up. So I'm gonna turn this off and I will catch up with you guys later. Bye. I'm sitting outside this super lovely cafe. This town is so cute and so quaint. Kind of grateful that we ended up here because it's such a nice day out despite everything that's happening. There's some updates. We're a little bit under Alabama, but still in Florida. So it's good that we came here, but overnight the cone did shift a little bit. And it did shift away from our house, which is awesome because, I mean, some people are most likely gonna lose their homes with this category 5 hurricane. But that's kind of where we're at. It's really unfortunate. I don't know. But we're trying to make the most of it. When we got here, we noticed that there are other people that are coming from Tampa. So we're not the only ones here that are visiting because of the hurricane. So it's nice to hear that we have a little bit of a community up here. Even though we're not in the eye of the storm and we're not in the cone, it seems like everyone is still kind of anticipating something to happen, and we're still checking the news. That's okay. That's okay. My mom just grabbed my coffee. No worries at all. Mom, would you like to add any updates? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I have my coffee, so I'm alright.
My mom was really anxious earlier. She didn't want to eat, and now she's eating my wrap, and she didn't like my wrap. She was like, this is gross. She's like, I'm just gonna get mayo and make tuna and crackers later. And I'm like, okay. She had her coffee, and that's all that matters. And what kind of coffee did you have, Mom?
I have a cafe latte.
Oh! Today has been an adventure. This entire trip has been an adventure for sure. Super grateful for is this town. I love this town. I feel like it was like kind of aligned in a way. We're gonna be going through devastating times, but I feel safe here. I feel comforted in a way. We'll probably head back soon and just kind of wait it out. Check in with you guys later.
Hola. ¿Tienes burritos o no?
No, no, burritos no.
Ok, tacos, ¿verdad? Taquitos con cilantro y cebolla y todo eso. Perfecto, me das 3 tacos de carne asada. Oh, tienes de birria también, ¿verdad?
Sí, tengo de birria.
Me das uno de, ¿sabes qué? Dame una de birria y 2 de carne asada. Vengo de Tampa.
Oh, ¿viste por acá?
Sí.
Oh,
Pero esta vez sí viene fuerte.
Sí, esta vez viene fuerte, y va a entrar por ahí,
sí, va a entrar ahí. Entonces,
ahorita allá con todo.
sí, por eso, entonces anoche, llegamos a la medianoche.
Oh.
Y aquí estamos caminando, pero me dije, mi hija, mira, aquí está una... Yo dije, no, tengo que ir a cambiar mi comida. Me dije, ¿y de dónde eres tú?
De México.
¿De qué parte?
Chiapas.
Chiapas.
Sí.
Cerca de Oaxaca.
Oh, Oaxaca, somos vecinos entonces.
Mira, ya sé qué tiempo que estás en Florida.
Ajá, sí, llevo tiempo.
¿Aquí en esta área?
Ajá.
¿Y qué tal te gusta?
Pues está tranquilo.
Tranquilo, ¿verdad?
Tranquilo, sí, muy tranquilo.
Es lo que te iba a decir, sí, sea muy tranquilo, ¿verdad? Ya.
It's 11:30 p.m. We are watching the storm. I told myself that I would try to fall asleep early tonight. I think even my mom was saying that she's probably gonna stay up to kind of track the storm. We're safe and we're fine, but we do have family that's in Orlando. There's also a tornado watch. I want to go to bed, but I have a feeling that I won't be able to sleep tonight. So we'll see what happens. I guess we're just tracking it. There's not much we can really do. Mom, do you have any updates?
Staying up, keeping an eye.
Do you think you'll be staying up late, or do you think you'll go to sleep, or what do you think?
Well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna still keep an eye, and then maybe a couple of hours more, and then I'll go to bed.
Yeah. So we're just keeping an eye out. There's been a lot of storm surges and stuff, so we'll just see. Everything's up in the air right now. These are like the peak hours. This is kind of like, this is what we've been waiting for. So I think, I don't know, it's up to God. We're just praying at this point. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I don't know what the place will look like once we get there. I guess we'll just assess the situation once we do. We'll see when we get there, 222. And we'll get there in a little under 4 hours. Such a different drive out than when it was coming in because it was just so rainy and cloudy and windy and the hurricane was coming. So, and we didn't even get to really enjoy this drive because it was pretty dark once we started driving up here. So it's a really lovely day. Didn't think that staying in Florida for a little bit I would be exposed to hurricanes and tornadoes. I knew that there would be hurricanes. I didn't know about the tornadoes. I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is sleeping in my bed. I think like it's just been a little bit chaotic, and I mean, hotels are fun, inns are fun, and exploring a new city is fun, but it just, given these circumstances, it was a little tough, you know, having to be away from home. Let me know if I'm holding.
A little further. There we go. A little more. A little. Okay. No, come closer, I think. I should go back.